right, welcome back to the Press Box, Week 6. Wes Blomquist here with Mike Foreman. All right, Mike, 98th meeting between Calero and Yoakum. I understand this is your 98th one. You've covered every single one. What are you expecting out of this one?
No, it just seems like that. It hasn't actually been every single one. I'm not that old, but this game is there's usually some twists and turns in this game, and this year there are a few surprises going in. Yoakum's playing better than we thought, and Calero is maybe not playing quite as well as we thought. But these rivals, I mean, these kids know each other. They see each other all the time, so it's always interesting.
Yeah, and I'm no expert in either one of the towns, but pretty excited. William Marker last week, he's our athlete of the week. Kicked 3 field goals, one over 50 yards. Calero, they were off last week, but they are coming off a loss, so it should be pretty interesting to see how these teams respond.
And there is another element. It's Turkey Fest in Calero, so Ruby Begonia is going to be running Saturday morning, and whether or not the Gobblers win on Friday night will determine the mood of a lot of the town on Saturday morning.
Yeah, and part of the mood of towns where last week's our Who's Got Spirit? Bloomington. We're here in Bloomington right now in their locker room. They're coming off like 27 straight losses in district. They want to stop that. First chance is this week against Odom.
That's right, and Coach Goad has talked about it. He's not shied away from it. He knows the only way that you stop talking about it is to get a win. And he's had some very interesting things to say about how you go about getting that win.
Yeah, and he seems like a coach that isn't just about talk. You asked him, are the kids buying in? He didn't just say, yes, they are. He said, it's a process.
That's right, and we're going to hear what Bloomington has to say. Talking with Bloomington coach Lonnie Goad. The Bobcats open district play against Odom here Friday night. Kind of tell me how you feel about going into district play. Do you feel like you're ready?
Well, you always want to have, you always feel like you could do some more. You always feel like, there could be better coaching, better playing, better everything. So, but you have to go with what you got. It is what it is. So we're ready for it. I think our kids are ready for it. I think they're a little excited about it.
Of course, when you took the job, you were well aware of the district losing streak. It's 27 games, and that's something, that I'm sure you would like to end. The only way you can stop talking about it is to win a game.
Yeah.
And I guess that was your goal this year, to put an end to that.
Yeah, that's obviously a goal. I want to be more worried about process. I talked to somebody else about that, about process, and the product will happen. I don't think we need to worry so much about just going out there to win the game. Go out there to play the best you can, and hopefully that win will come. The other teams are trying to win too.
Right. Well, let's talk about what progress have you seen?
Well, you see a lot of progress just because it's our first year in understanding the scheme that we're trying to run. They see a lot of progress in how we want to teach it. It's about getting the fundamentals down, first of all, and then that win will come. I think it's going to come.
Do you sense that the kids are believing in what you're trying to teach them?
Well, it's that chicken or egg, yes, but then you also have to win in order to, that winning something will, solves a lot of problems. Once you win something, then you believe so much more strongly. So they want to buy into it. They've just been through so much, they want to. Once they finally get over that hump, it's like that golf game too in my mind, trying to get over that hump. Until you do it, you're not sure you can. They're capable of doing it now. Whether they can believe in it and actually happening, we're working on that process.
There we go. All right, I'm back in Bloomington in the locker room. They just talked about snapping the district losing streak. Last week, though, Memorial, they started their district play, came out with a win. Got a nice little win over in South San. Good showing for the Vipers. O.J. Hughes rushed for 2 touchdowns. Quentin Porter went for a touchdown, touched the ball for the first time. He went for, I think, 68 yards. Pretty good showing from the running back, senior running back, who hasn't played in that position, been playing cornerback, but now he's over there. This week they bring in Wagner, first time as district foes.
Yeah, first game they'll ever play against Wagner, which is a relatively new school. They're 1-1. Another big game. Wagner lost by a touchdown to Judson, which is his rival now. this will be another good test for them. If they can win this, they're well on their way to a playoff berth.
Yeah, and I think something that has to be mentioned is the defense. I mean, they played 4 games. Defense has scored 4 touchdowns, 1 in each. Kyle Muster-Gimba last week, 3 interceptions, returned 1, 68 yards for a touchdown. Pretty good showing out of the senior.
Anytime you get points from your defense, that's a big plus because that really helps you and, it takes a lot of pressure off the offense.
Yeah, and defensively last week, St. Joe didn't allow a point from Danbury. Danbury came down as if they scheduled the game on Tuesday. We rushed out there, went and talked to them, but Danbury just didn't have anything against the Flyers.
No, the Flyers did quite well, and I guess they feel good about starting district. They have Giddings State School coming in, and you never know about them. You just don't know who is going to show up when they play the game, and they have some good athletes there, but like we said, you don't know who's going to get off the bus when they come.
And we've already talked about districts starting for Cuero and for Bloomington and for St. Joe, but also other districts are starting. A lot of teams had bye weeks last week. Which are some of the interesting matchups you usually?
Well, actually, we have a couple of districts that have started, and you've got some interesting things going on. Calhoun, actually, they play Ray at home this week. The Sand Crabs are actually leading the district by a half game over Gregory Portland, who defeated Beeville last week. So Calhoun wants to keep it up and keep its winning ways going. Another real interesting district is 26-2A, which I saw last Friday night, a great game between Rice Consolidated and Hallettsville. But we also had a big shocker in that district, and that was Weimar defeating East Bernard, knocking East Bernard 0-2, and Weimar goes to 2-0.
Was that really a shocker, though? Because Brooks Hawthorne, I've been high on the kid ever since he came here. I pretty much called that one out, I think.
Oh, did you? You called it? Well, you were probably the only one in the state that called it, if you did. But Weimar plays Hallettsville this week, and Schulenburg plays East Bernard. And Schulenburg, with Kyle Bluta, the son of Coach Tommy Bluta at quarterback, is 2-0. So you have a lot of things going on. Rice has the week off, and they play Weimar next week. So that district in the next 2 weeks is going to become a lot clearer. But like we said, every district starts this week in the Advocate area. El Campo and Bay City have some big games coming up. I know Bay City plays Lamar Consolidated, which is the defending state champion, Division I. And, of course, the Ricebirds play Foster. So a lot of big games this week, and now's when things get interesting. As you always hear, you walk out in the huddle last week and you heard the coach say what? Okay, man, everybody's 0-0. You're going to hear that all the time. It's the old cliche, but it's true. So this is when the fun starts because this is when we determine who's going to the playoffs.
Okay, and just run through a couple things. I'll be out there on Thursday, St. Joe facing Giddings, and on Friday sending me over to Memorial facing on. And then where are you going?
Well, I'll be in what they say is the gobbler capital of the world for, I guess, my 98th time, I guess. I've been there probably more than anyone at that game ever, according to you anyway. So my 98th appearance, and I guess I'll have to ask for some help going up the steps, given as old as I am.
All right, and I feel 98-year-old right now, just so hot in this place. So I think we're going to go ahead and cut out, and that's it for the press box. Another aspect of the press box is highlights. We're encouraging coaches and fans to send in clips. You can either do this by sending us a URL from YouTube or bringing us a physical copy. Our address here is 311 East Constitution in Victoria.